Hey everyone! If you're like me, those perimenopause symptoms are driving you crazy. Well, I've got a little help for you. All you need to do is go to my midlifewithcourage.com website, and a little box is going to pop up that's going to ask you if you'd like to get my free ebook called Balancing Your Hormones. It's a short little guide with tips that you can use throughout the day, super easy, to help you balance out those hormones through the things that you do. So check it out, midlifewithcourage.com. Now let's get back to the show.
My doctor didn't give me any symptom, then I do not accept because I think I'm only 45. I'm not in the menopause, so I cannot accept that. So I just did my own research. So that's what I want to tell all ladies is that if you feel something not right for your body, first of all, take some action. Don't bother about the terms. Doesn't really matter about you are perimenopause, you are menopause. I found my clients always say, am I in menopause or am I in perimenopause? I say, doesn't really matter. First of all, I want to know how did you do for your these symptoms? And that is much better. You see the symptoms instead of the term.
You are listening to the Midlife with Courage podcast. This is where women in midlife come for inspiration, motivation, and sometimes a little education to help them flourish after 40. Let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Midlife with Courage. I am Kim Benoit, your host. Today, I have a wonderful guest with me. Her name is Anna Pong. Welcome to the Midlife with Courage podcast, Anna.
Thank you so much, Kim, for having me.
Yes, Anna is a menopause skin and vitality specialist, and we're going to talk about that. And first, we're going to talk to Anna about her story. So, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, where in the world you are, and a little bit more about what you do?
Okay, that's a very good question. Just talk a little bit about my own story. I'm Anna, and originally come from China, but I actually live in Sweden longer than I did live in my home country. So I started this journey, to be honest, is really not by plan. It's like you got something and you have a drive. And I give you some of my background is that since in my 20s, I started actually heavily focusing on hormonal balanced lifestyle because I'm a TCM practitioner. So I do hugely depend on about the natural lifestyle that we use food as medicine and women go through many different phases of life. That's why hormones are very important to get through this with ease. And that was my focus. So very lucky, I went through with conception, pregnancies, postpartum, all were in ease. Nothing really I could recall anything complicated. And 2 years ago, now I'm 47. 2 years ago, 45, out of nowhere, I developed a painful eczema on my eyelids. And at the beginning, I just thought because my skin was really flawless entire my life, because I have a good hormones imbalance. So that's why I do not experience anything really like big issues as normally other women experiencing.
Mhm.
So when I got this eczema, I just consider it's a normal skin issue. And I was thinking, maybe I was so in the dry environment. That was in March in Sweden, very dry winter. And I bought everything what I got from friends or pharmaceutical. They told me you can try that, you can try that. After 2 weeks, nothing happened. I was really inflamed, was really itching and pain. And I went to the doctor. She asked me some questions and she gave me some prescribed gel. And that one was really relieved. So within days, the eczema stopped. I was so happy. And I was thinking, oh, finally that one come. So I stopped to use that. Then came back. So repeating the same pattern. Then I realized, oh, something is not happening on my skin. It's something inside my body.
Ah,
And I started to discover what could be wrong because I never had these similar issues in my life. And parallel, actually, I was also in regular cycles. And that was also never happened in my life. So I went to another doctor and he told me, he asked me many questions. And finally, he could not give me any really symptoms. Why? And he just said, maybe you're stressed. And I was thinking I relate to my lifestyle in that particular time frame, was a little bit stressed. And I was thinking, could be that was the reason. But then I do not really accept this kind of answer because it was nothing really helped me. And luckily, I know how to rebalance my hormones by TCM wisdoms. And so I did a completely new structure of my skincare and also my hormone nourishment. And now 2 years after, I'm very grateful about these two incidents because my skin now feels as fresh and clear as it did in my 20s.
Mhm.
Even my daughters who are 12, she's so heavy. My skin always tell, Mom, your skin is better than mine. And I said, stop using a lot of makeup, a lot of, because young kids, they are so curious about everything. She never make up like every day, but she really try everything. And I said, stop that, then you can have the same skin as I have. So my cycles has actually also come back to normal. So from that part, I did realize hormonal balance is the key for this biological transition for all the midlife women. No matter how healthy you were, I was one of the healthy women I can relate it to, but I still feel like when this biological transition happens, you must support your body in the right way, and
Mhm.
you can definitely rebalance your hormones.
Yeah, for sure. That's kind of the key to everything, especially right now.
Yeah,
So let's just go back a little bit. I wrote this down. You started in your 20s.
yeah.
Most women, girls in their 20s, I don't think you're totally grown up yet, but what made you start thinking about that in your 20s? Because I'm just thinking that's really young.
Yeah, it's, I also sometimes really feel grateful I could have this consciousness so young. Two reasons. First, I was hugely influenced by TCM. My father is a TCM practitioner.
Can you just
Now,
tell us what TCM stands for?
traditional Chinese medicine for TCM. And my father is a TCM practitioner. So
Oh,
since I was little, I already got this hugely influenced by him in the what kind of season you eat what kind of food, what season you need to actually dress what kind of clothes. So all this actually becomes subconscious for me when I was a really little girl. And later on in my 20s, it was the biggest change in my life is because I have a great appetite. And even though today I eat really like 20 years old boys. So when the young boys look at me, when they see me, you are eating like me. They always like that. And I said, I know. And that was one of my struggles because I love food and I love cooking. And I tried before I did this not intermittent fasting, I did actually time restricted eating frame,
mhm.
this method. But before that, I tried everything just like anybody else, all methods, like a particular diets didn't work, just a short while. And also maybe took a small portion and then divide this through the day. Everything what all people tried, I did also. I found out nothing really worked in long term based on what my needs because I cannot all sacrifice with the appetite of to my food. When I eat, I really want to eat a good portion that made me feel happy and satisfied.
Yeah.
But my weight also gaining if you eat like that.
Yeah,
So
there's a
yeah,
price to pay for that.
exactly. So to the end, I found out one day, my father always, because based on TCM is actually, if you have a good appetite, it means you're a very healthy person. So that's why since I was little, my father never really say you don't need to eat. He sees I eat, he always happy. He say, eat as much as you want. That doesn't really matter. And so I always keep pretty good figure because we have this kind of a culture in Asia. Girls should be a little bit slim.
Mhm.
But one day when my father saw me and he said, "Oh my God, what happened with you? You you
Oh,
you, you gain weight." It's because he never mentioned about my weight. He always say, "Eat as much as you want."
oh no.
And and he said, "What happened with you? You maybe think now times for you is to lose weight because." Like I said, TCM also is a good appetite, but you need to also consider the health. Health is always the first. And I was like, oh my goodness, even my father said that. That must be something really important for me to realize
Uh,
that is a huge wake up call. So, and I said, my God, I can I do? Because I did everything, nothing really working in long term. So I did a lot of research By then we have a lot of we use Google, but then it's not social media. So I did Googled a lot of studies, a lot of research, and I want to keep my ideal weight, which is 53 kilos, and I want to keep this energy. What you see me today, I want to keep the same energy. So these two things are my major drive. And I found out is actually based on evolution. Actually, we don't need to eat dinner. Dinner is a pretty new stuff for modern society.
Oh,
And actually, our body go into sleep mode after 6 o'clock because it's these hormones changing. And I found this theory and this study, and I said, dinner is actually not really necessary for our body. So I said, I cannot sacrifice for the portion, but I can actually eliminate my dinner because I don't need to eat 3 meals. As long as not harm my health, I can actually sacrifice without dinner. So since 25, I eliminated my dinners. So I only eat dinners when I go out for social events or on holiday. On holiday, I never really do any restriction. I eat whenever I feel like it.
nice.
So that's the first one. And the second, I was thinking, okay, only for eliminate dinner doesn't really give you 100% sure you are healthy. How do I know I'm 100% will keep this vitality? And I did further research, and it's like our body made 80% by water because it's blood. So hydration is also very important.
Mhm.
And how much water you actually take every day has a hugely impact on your body, how they function, and also the hormone balance, and also the health and the vitality. So I love green tea since I was little. So I started to give myself intentionally by then. Now it's a habit without thinking, but that by then intentionally drinking at least 2 liters green tea
Two
every single
liters?
2 liters, two
Wow.
liters every single day since then. These two new habits has helped me keep my energy and vitality and my weight over the past 2 decades. So my weight during pregnancies only gained from the belly perspective, and
Mhm.
postpartum, I never really do any extra hard work out for reduce my weight because the lifestyle what I have adjust, my body has already get used to.
Mhm.
So within 6 months, I got two girls. So within 6 months, my weight came back automatically to 53 without I even really do a lot of it. I just kept the same lifestyle.
Huh.
And so in that way, I can say very confidently say to all ladies who are listening, focusing on hormonal balance. And once your hormones are balanced, your body actually give you the best response because you don't really need to work too much because your body help you to adjust during your different phase of your life. And that
Yeah.
is my journey, what I have done.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when we say balance, it sounds like what came to my mind when you were just saying that if we just pay attention to our hormones and get them in balance, our body takes the rest. I mean, so we have to
Yeah,
help our body and then it just, okay, here you go. This is what I needed. Great. And now I'm
yeah,
gonna, do what I need to do. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm assuming you suggest hormonal testing to find out what your
Yeah.
hormone levels are, or can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, and because now I started to help other midlife women, and they always ask me, how do I know my hormones are imbalanced? And I said, that's a good question because I never thought about it because I just feel I haven't changed since if comparing 20 years ago or today. But I never really done anything about the blood testing regards my hormones. And I said, good question. Then I will start first to do the blood test to see all major hormones, how actually they are. So this year in March, I did a comprehensive blood panel and all the key hormones that supporting our body in this midlife, like progesterone and estrogen, testosterone, and cortisol, and vitamin D, and thyroid. And thyroid is very important actually for all midlife women. They cannot be overlooked, but it is overlooked. But I would suggest the importance of a thyroid because it gives the key thing for our energy. So I did all these tests. I came back all up in the right reference value and all are in balance. In particular, one thing that I mentioned, I had the irregular cycle, but after around maybe half a year, I got my balance back. So my cycles were irregular again. So I record every month. When I did this March, and I know exactly what is my luteal phase. So I apply these numbers when we do that, because when they do the blood test for these two, actually they see the ratio between these two.
Mm-hmm.
And also they see issue of level, but they want to see the correlation because they are sisters. So progesterone and estrogen work together for our fertility and reproduction.
Mm-hmm.
And these are in very good balance. And that is a good sign for me to know my hormones are really in well balance. And that's exactly how I feel today from inside. So now I recommend all my clients, if they want to take a comprehensive blood test, they can do that. And I give them my blood panels example, which test I have tested. But also, I want to mention is that this is only to confirm what you feel. But one thing I want to always stress out is, first of all, you want to know how you feel. That is the most important. As long as you feel good, you don't feel pain in your body. You wake up with full of energy. You fall asleep immediately. You have a good appetite. You can work out 30 minutes without any problem. You are in good shape. But then suddenly, like me, suddenly something didn't go like I know my normal life, like eczema, irregular cycles. I listen my body immediately and I take action immediately. And this is the step what I found the differences between people who listen to their body and not listen to their body until too late. And that's the big differences. So I always tell my clients now, once you found something not really right, don't bother what is a menopause or is called perimenopause. Doesn't really matter. Matter is you want to get back the one you normally feel. And so you find the way. Normally you try yourself to do, if you can find the balance. No, then go to the doctor. I always go to doctor because doctor is more than science is give us the symptoms. At least I know what is the symptoms. And like my eczema, that gel helped me relieve. But the pattern repeating gave me something deeper. And in regular cycles, my doctor didn't give me any symptoms. Then I do not accept because I think I'm only 45. I'm not in the menopause, so I cannot accept that. So I just did my own research. So that's what I want to tell all ladies is that if you feel something not right for your body, first of all, take some action. Don't bother about the terms. Doesn't really matter about you are perimenopause, you are menopause. I found my clients always say, am I in menopause or am I in perimenopause? I say, doesn't really matter. First of all, I want to know how did you do for your these symptoms? And that is much better. You see the symptoms instead of the term.
Yeah, that's such a great point because when we put a label on what is happening, then we think, then there's like this pre-prescribed path we're supposed to go down, which
Yeah,
which may not be right for you. So
yeah,
I love that you say listen to your body first and don't worry about what the label is, whether it's because really that's not the issue. The issue is how do you get to feel better?
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. That kind of like light bulb moment for me.
And this is the core value of TCM, is
Mhm.
that you always listen to your body, never fight with nature. And why I see perimenopause and menopause completely different to many my clients or other women, because this is a biological transition. No one can escape. This is just a part of your life. That's
We're
it.
all gonna go through it.
Exactly. But one thing you can definitely know, you can go through smoothly, symptom-free. I am symptom-free today. I don't have any eczema. I have regular cycles. I woke up like this already, and whole day I'm like this. And so I really don't have any symptoms if we mass labeling what kind of symptoms I have in perimenopause. I have zero today. So that's what I say. Listen to your body, support with your body in the right way during this phase of life. Your body will thank you because this phase I call is the second part of your life. You can reborn, you can revive, you can completely restructure your lifestyle. Once you have done that, this lifestyle will support you the rest of your life because your estrogen completely gone after you have hit menopause. And there is no value in there. Every single woman, like I said, I'm not that special. I'm just a normal woman. I'm going to accept that fact after I hit menopause, after 12 months without periods.
Yeah.
I don't have any estrogen, and that's fine for me. But I know the lifestyle I have created now today, it will be supporting me for long run. I did it in my 20s. It has supported me until I hit this eczema. Without eczema, I never realized there is a perimenopause, to be honest, because I did not feel anything.
It's amazing to me. So let's talk a little bit about you're a menopause skin and vitality specialist. We did talk a little bit about the skin with your eczema and how your skin is better than your 12-year-old daughter's. Yay for you.
She said that. I don't know.
Well, if your 12-year-old is seeing that, that's pretty awesome. So,
Yeah.
what are some things I notice the changes in my skin as I get older? Things are sagging where I don't want them to sag and all that stuff. But can you give us just a couple tips or hints to take care of our skin as we get a little bit older?
Definitely. That's my favorite topic because I'm so happy to get this eczema. Without this eczema, I never realized I so think exactly the same as other women. We should have this sandpaper. I call sandpaper quality skin because it's so dry, so dull, and then you're going to have a lot of wrinkles and you're going to have sagging skin. And that's part of, I say, aging. But now I know it's not part of aging. It's hormonal shifts. So this is the real root cause. So once you know this is real root cause, you support it with the right way. How do you do that? What I have done is I stopped relying on all the external synthetic products. I started to actually doing my own DIY serum, eye cream, and face, hands, neck, masks, everything with 100% natural ingredients. So I said, now from the foods, I eat always real food. Today, my skincare also back to nature. Everything completely natural and in sync with my body. And this is where I see my skin transformed just after a few months. A couple of ingredients I would suggest, highly recommended if you want to get this softness, the freshness, the clear. When you wake up, your skin do not look so tired. Use those completely natural oils. I have my over 15 different ingredients because mixed with different functions. But base is aloe vera. It's very good for hydration. And also jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is very close, the most close to skin's texture and give you deep hydration. All the synthetic products will never give your skin the same hydration as natural oil. The reason is all the synthetic products contains chemical stuff. And once they have contained the chemicals, they only come to the surface of your skin. They do not penetrate so deeply. And that's the reason why when you work with your menopausal skin, you need to do two approaches. One is from inside. You need to focus on more key nutrients. Like I increased my frequency for bone broths. Before I did not drink bone broths. Before 45, I did not drink bone broths that often. Now I intentionally now drinking every second week, 3 times a week when I drink, and really big portion. Like as I said, is I always eat a lot. Big portion to make sure that I got the collagen production sufficient. And then also I have vitamin E, also good. And one thing I would like to recommend is a bok choy. This is the bottle I bought from Sweden. I do not know in other countries. Bok choy is the best natural retinol. because I don't use any synthetic stuff anymore, but I do want to remove my wrinkles.
Yeah.
And my mom, the other day, she's now in China. The other day, she said, I sent a photo to her. She said, one thing I have realized is your wrinkles decreased. And I see there is not so many wrinkles. I said, yes, I know, because I have worked very hard for that. And
Check, it's working.
exactly. So I want to recommend the bok choy if you want to go back to nature.
Mhm.
All nature ingredients as you can find equivalent like as a chemical stuff and just a reference. But for me, works very well with all nature skincare for the topical. And actually, by the way, I just started to launch a new clinical study yesterday because my recent clinical research on holistic skincare for midlife women will be featured at the European Menopause and Andropause Society Congress this month. I'm going there as well to attend this congress.
Oh.
And this is a recognition about the power of effectiveness about natural approach to skin health during menopause.
Oh, okay.
So my clinical research has accepted as an e-poster and will publish in Maturitas, one of the leading journals in the field for menopause research. This is one of my clinical research that I have done. And yesterday, I launched a new clinical study. So if you have your audience, anyone who are interested, it's completely free. This one is for magnesium because I found one of the most overlooked imbalances is magnesium.
Yeah.
Magnesium is a mineral, and 90% of women actually have magnesium deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is because you think you have to take a lot of sufficient magnesium, but due to this magnesium is particular special way, they cannot absorb if you have gut issues, if you have thyroid issues, and you actually cannot absorb sufficient the magnesium when you eat a lot of food. So, for example, recommended is 310 milligram for women who are aged 31 to 50.
Mm-hmm.
But you think you have taken a lot of magnesium-related food, but if your gut has a problem, you cannot actually absorb that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why a lot of women, why so many women has fatigue, brain fog, and particularly hormonal-related abdomen, belly fat, that all are related with magnesium. So
Oh.
that's the reason. And one tricky stuff is you cannot test it with the blood because it's only 1% inside the blood. Magnesium is spread out in our body, in our skeleton, our bone, our muscles, our tissues. So there's no any good test to test how sufficient magnesium you have. But you can see definitely from your symptoms. If you feel fatigue, if you feel just suddenly you gain weight from your belly without any reason because you have not changed anything of your lifestyle,
Oh
but
my gosh.
you gain weight and your skin suddenly become dull and you have a mood swing because gut health is related with your mood. 90% of serotonin produced from gut.
Oh, I'm like sitting here, check, check, check. Yep, got that, got that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I need
So
some more magnesium.
yeah, so magnesium and this clinical research, what I'm doing is I want to test, I have created a formula with only two natural ingredients. It's a topical cream that you use on your body in particular part and to bypass your gut to give you the sufficient magnesium. And
Okay.
I have 20 spots for this clinical study. So if anyone who listens this is interested, you can just participate in this clinical study. I will tell you which ingredients you use and where do you use, and I will follow up. And it's only 3 weeks. You already see noticeable changes on your symptoms. And those symptoms are typically related with menopause.
Okay. Yeah, sign me up. I'll get
Yeah,
can,
definitely. Yeah,
so
so it's very important to think about magnesium because this is my new finding. Because the first finding about skin issues is I found it's hormonal shifts. It's nothing to do with aging. And then now I have my clients to use my method that really within 7 days, because I have a program 7 days. Everybody who has attended this 7 days program all give me the same feedback is their skin feels much softer and they feel the texture is different than
Yeah.
before. And this magnesium is my new finding about why so many women suffer. Because it's insufficient of magnesium.
Yeah, that is amazing. And I love to, when you were talking about using the natural ingredients for your skin, I'm an
Mm.
aromatherapist. So I've been trying to, make my own things so that,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
and I use a lot of jojoba oil. I love that too.
yeah,
So yeah, so I love that. A lot of the listeners here will resonate with that. So that's amazing.
yeah,
Oh my gosh. And I feel like we could just keep going here and talking like the skin, especially. I can see your passion for it and you like, yeah. And I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, sign me up. So before we say goodbye, is there any one last nugget of information or tip you want to share with the listeners?
Yeah, I always share my traditional, the one has helped me so much is hydration. And when I say hydration, lots of people say, oh, hydration is not new. And I drink a lot of water. When I talk to everyone, you are drinking lots of water. But then I said, in midlife, drink only water is not enough. You need to get any way as much nutrition as possible. So my suggestion is that start with tea. Because, for example, green tea is so good for your anti-inflammation. And if you always inflamed in your body or you want to prevent inflammation, drink green tea is because it's rich in antioxidants. And if you don't like the green tea's taste, you can try other type of tea. There are many different type of tea that give you sufficient nutrition.
Mhm.
But if you don't like tea, herbal tea, maybe you can try chamomile or ginger or some peppermint tea. But if you cannot take anything about tea, take infusion. I said is the absolutely last is water, but not only water, cucumber and the lemon juice, mix them together. They give you rich vitamin C and also deep hydration. And if you drink that 2 liters a day, and this is also very important, if you drink that, I can promise you, you see noticeable results within a month because your body wake up in different way because you really give your body sufficient hydration.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, now here's the question everybody's gonna ask. Like, then aren't you spending a lot of time in the bathroom?
No, because
Okay.
your body will adjust that. So that's the thing. A lot of people think if you drink these 2 liters and you go to the loo all the time. It's not
Yeah.
that. Your
Because your
body
body,
adjusts.
yeah, after a while, your body kind of absorbs what it needs and then it uses that water. So, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And I always said to my daughters, because they are 2 girls, I see how important they balance their hormones. So I try to educate them, even though they are too little. I know they do not understand what I'm saying, but I try to tell them. So every time is when they go to the toilet, I always ask, try to look at your urine water. If it is close to water color, you are fine. But
Mhm.
if it is not, you need to drink more
Mhm.
because my urine water always almost close to the water. So I know I got sufficient. So that's a good measurement if you want to know
Sure.
if you got sufficient hydration during the day or not.
Yep, look at the color of it.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, Anna, thank you so much for spending time with me today. I love this whole topic, everything that you're doing. So keep on doing it.
Thank you so much. I'm really, really happy to be here.
All right. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Midlife with Courage. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I would love it if you would leave a review, or even better, send a link of this episode to a friend. Until next time, take care of your beautiful self.